busy day every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Sexual harassment and sexual assault accusations. I'm Wes Woodward, and here's what's trending this hour. A former city employee who worked for the mayor of Indianapolis has been accused of sexual assault. Donnie Burgess reports.
Thomas Cook was the former chief deputy mayor and worked for the campaign team for Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett. Multiple women have accused Cook of grooming and sexually assaulting them over the last several years, as first reported by the Indy Star. Mayor Hogsett confirmed Friday morning Cook was investigated and disciplined. Cook eventually resigned in 2020 and was asked to leave the Hogsett campaign in 2023. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Governor Eric Holcomb, First Lady Janet Holcomb, and Indiana Secretary of Commerce David Rosenberg will leave for Australia Saturday and will return from Singapore on July 30th. Sasha Nixon has more on an upcoming economic development trip.
Holcomb says Australia and Singapore both represent significant partnership opportunities due to their strengths in bolstering innovation, attracting and developing talent, and cultivating growth in critical sectors. This endeavor is being funded by private donations to the Indiana Economic Development Foundation. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A man accused of shooting and killing a man outside a bar in Muncie 2 years ago has been found guilty. Kurt Darling reports.
Queandre Johnson was found shot to death in 2022. It was outside of a bar near the Ball State campus. Witnesses fingered Malik Williams as the shooter. He claimed self-defense, but prosecutors say the fact that he chased Johnson down to shoot him makes that claim moot. A jury found him guilty of murder, and Williams will be going away at most 20 years. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
And for tomorrow, skies will become mostly cloudy. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. There may be a few spotty showers starting late Monday, but rain chances will start to increase on Tuesday. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Hey, this is Pastor Micah Beckwith.
And I'm Pastor Nathan Peternell.
And we serve at Life Church, and we got a podcast that we wanted to tell you about called Jesus, Sex, and Politics.
Yeah, you know all those things that the culture doesn't want to talk about that will scare you? Yeah, that's our bread and butter. We love it.
We're going to equip you on how to defend conservative constitutional values based in God's Word in this podcast. So tune in to Jesus, Sex, and Politics
wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Zero Res, 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 plus a 4th room free and $75 off duct cleaning. 388-5141, online at zeroresindy.com.
No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
We see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hold. to move. Good to move. We're clear. We're clear. Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes. Okay. Watch out. Wait.
There you heard it in just over a minute and 45 seconds. The landscape of the campaign was totally shifted and American history was changed. It was one of those moments truly that people will look back and reflect, where were you when the former president was almost assassinated? Just like the JFK assassination, just like 9/11, and that photo of Donald Trump with the bloody ear and the American flag and the wide blue sky, raising his fist in the air, fight, fight, fight. That image will live on as surely as the photo from Iwo Jima of the American soldiers raising the flag. It was an incredible moment of photojournalism, and one that was amazing to witness in real time, as both producer Jack and myself were at the station when the news came down that the former president was nearly assassinated, and we rolled with live coverage from Fox News and also updates from John Herrick and myself for 2 hours after we heard the word. Jack, that was incredible. Were you around for 9/11?
Yes, but I would be lying to say if I remembered what I was doing.
So you were very, very young.
Yeah,
you were very young. I was I think I was 9 years old, and I was out in field service. I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses at the time, and we were going in the door-to-door ministry, preaching the word and trying to convert other Christians to the right form of worshiping Jesus. And we knock on somebody's door, and they open up, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing here? Don't you know the country's under attack?" Slam the door, and we go home. So this was a moment like that. I mean, what were your impressions as this was happening in real time?
Yeah, I was, well, first, I'm glad he's still alive. Nobody wishes, you shouldn't, wish death upon a person.
Yeah.
Like that. And, but yeah, I was shocked too that, somebody, actually attempted it.
But some people do wish death on their political adversaries. They have grown so unhinged, so divided, that they have allowed that toxicity to poison the way they view the world. Here you can hear an unhinged leftist. She uploaded this to TikTok moments after the news of the assassination attempt came down. She later took it down because she had a second thought, but this was the initial reaction.
I just found out about this. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away! Ah!
It's very simple. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
The content of their character is being revealed. Remember that clip? We played it in real time. I think it was there was the 8 o'clock hour when we were talking with John Herrick, and newsman Donnie was live at the Democrat National Convention here in the state of Indiana, and he recorded when the news was handed down to the convention goers, and there was a small little cadre of convention goers who all gathered and they cheered. Woo! President's almost assassinated. That was good news to them. It's absolutely disgusting, Jack. Donald Trump himself recounted some of the moments. He said he's never going to talk about it again. This is a one-time event for him to recount the moment he almost died, and this was at the Republican National Convention, which itself was a whirlwind affair. I don't think I've ever seen this much energy in a Republican convention in recent years, because now the party is united with Donald Trump against Joe Biden. And this was Donald Trump talking about his experience.
Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet.
Literally centimeters away. And yes, it could only be a bullet. We heard the shots, the recording. It happened live, but all these lefty news agencies, loud noises heard, I believe was the term the Indy Star used to report the assassination attempt. Trump falls to the ground was another slang term that they used, instead of calling the assassination attempt what it was. The supposed objective news agencies were trying to slant the story to be less favorable for Donald Trump, but it's completely backfired in their faces. Now, the Republican Party has circled the wagons to support him in his bid for the presidency against Joe Biden. And it's absolutely imperative that he win this election, because we see the deterioration of the country that has taken place under Joe Biden's watch due to his radical ideological persuasion that has it manifested itself in many areas of the government due to how they're pursuing DEI policy, including in the Secret Service. Now, what were they focusing on? Not protecting the former president, not even protecting the current president or doing their job. No. They want to broaden DEI hiring practices so that way 30% of the department is female representation. Woo! This according to the head of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Khare to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious, as I sit in this chair now, of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
That workforce will be pivotal for the 2024 campaign season, which for the first time includes a former president who already has lifetime protection. Agents were there when Donald Trump was arraigned in New York.
We were able to work out the details ahead of time of how that particular day was going to go, but we will always ensure the safety of all of our protectees that we have.
Will be destroyed for sure. This is madness.
So no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This woman completely failed in her duty running the Secret Service, and she should resign immediately. And if not, she should be fired. But that's not, like, merit and job performance are not what the Joe Biden administration prizes the most. And again, it's manifested in the culture now of the Secret Service. What were they defeated by? Why? What was the reason they gave for not posting a Secret Service agent on top of the roof with a clear line of sight to the former president? Oh, it had a slope, producer Jack. It was sloped.
What was your reaction when you saw the events unfold on Saturday?
Shock, and then concern, obviously, for the former president.
Investigators now trying to determine whether roof access had been properly locked down. The shooter climbing up seemingly unimpeded, about 400 feet from the stage, with a direct line of sight on the former president.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
I guess I just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies.
Safety factor. A safety factor for who? The primary mission of the Secret Service should be protecting those in their charge. The former president, the sitting president, whoever's on the campaign trail, all of them getting equal protection, which should be the highest level of service. And they're worried about a slow. I mean, the memes from this, producer Jack, the memes have been spectacular. You Star Wars fan? You ever watch episode 3, Revenge of the Sith?
I have not.
Okay, so if I say, "It's over, Anakin, I have the slopes ground," that would mean nothing to you?
I feel like I've heard "it's over, Anakin" before.
Yes, the line is, "I have the high ground," but of course, I have the sloped ground because the meme. Who would win, Kimberly Cheadle or the slope equation, rise over run? This woman is utterly ridiculous. She's not doing her job. She needs to resign immediately. Fortunately, her short-sightedness and dereliction of duty didn't result in a moment that could have sparked civil war. Now, here was Donald Trump's closing remarks at the Republican convention. Eyes on the prize, and it's time to unite the country.
Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. No matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles lie in our path, we will keep striving toward our shared and glorious destiny, and we will not fail. We will not fail. Together we will save this country, we will restore the republic, and we will usher in the rich and wonderful tomorrows that our people so truly deserve. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before. And quite simply put, we will very quickly make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wisconsin. God bless you. God bless you, Wisconsin, and God bless the United States of America, our great country. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, man. That was totally wicked!
USA! USA! That was a great way to end the speech. And although it was 90 minutes long and there were parts where he rambled, he wrapped it all up in the end, and it was a great way to end the RNC. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle. It has been a busy several weeks, so we've got a lot to unpack and untangle. Stay tuned for more on 93 WIBC.
It's hot out there, and if you're tired of paying high utility bills every month because your home AC keeps running, it's because your windows aren't energy efficient. If yours are builder grade and over 8 years old, the seals are likely broken and air is leaking out, and you're paying the price in high utility bills all year long. Window Nation's high-quality windows are built to last a lifetime. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 windows free. There's no limit on how much you could save. Plus, you could save even more with 0 down and no interest or payments for 24 months.
And Window Nation's windows come with a lifetime warranty and can be installed in 1 day or less. They were even recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies in America. Stop paying more than you have to. Schedule a fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars are Thursday, July 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, July 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Indianapolis Northeast in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register now at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that Hope Plumbing is bringing back an amazing offer. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old water heater for $1,000 with the installation of a tankless water heater. So if having endless hot showers and saving money on your gas bill is on your summer to-do list, call my friends at Hope Plumbing and get your tankless water heater installed today. HopePlumbing.com.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Imagine the possibilities of getting the backyard of your dreams. Expand your living space with an Indie Decorative Concrete patio. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. The Indianapolis Public Library. More than just books. Visit your local branch today.
Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine. Ha-ha! Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher, and producer Jack beep, 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 pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. It has been disturbingly long since we've been able to have a conversation for a variety of reasons. Of course, I was out of town for a couple weekends in Pennsylvania. We had the assassination last week, and therefore we have so much news to catch up on. What weeks ago seemed like a far-fetched realization for the Democratic Party to come to, that their president is a dementia patient who is no longer able to run the country. Now they have fully embraced this idea and are openly trying to shove the old man out during the convention, kick him out, and swap him in for a new candidate. Now, who that would be remains to be seen, but even the comedians are now seeing the pressure mount. This was something that Jimmy Fallon noted a few weeks ago, of how Democrats are trying to strong-arm the president into stepping aside so they can slot in another old white guy to beat Donald Trump in the election.
84-year-old Nancy Pelosi is telling an 81-year-old Joe Biden to retire. What is going on? That's right. When asked about Biden's candidacy, Nancy Pelosi said it's up to the president to decide if he's going to run. In response to that, President Biden said, I've already decided I'm running. In response to that, Pelosi said, well, that's completely up to you. To which Biden responded, I know it is, and I'm telling you I'm running. To which Pelosi said, whatever you want, you tell me, I will accept. To which Biden said, I told you, I'm running. To which Pelosi said, either option is okay. To which Biden said, I understand that, and I've chosen my option. To which Pelosi said, when you're ready to share that option, I'm ready to receive that shared option. To which Biden said, I've already shared it. I feel like you want me to drop out. To which Pelosi said, it's not what I want, it's what you want, and that is to drop out. To which Biden said, that's not what I said. To which Pelosi said, you sure? And finally Biden said, honestly, no, I can't remember. So...
You know, where was that a year ago? Yeah. When you have lost, when you've lost late night, you have lost. You and I are not so different.
It's funny that now they're picking up on this, but I don't think Joe Biden is going to step aside. In my opinion, this is an ego thing for him. This is the culmination of his life's ambition, already having run several times for president, and now in his twilight years, he's obtained the Oval Office. There's no opportunity for him to marshal this career into something after he's exited. He's far too old. He's diminishing quickly. This is his last chance. I don't think he's going to give it up. Now, apparently there are rumors he has spoken with senior officials, including Chucky Schmucky Schumer, as well as former President Barack Obama, who are asking him to step aside. Allegedly, he may do this at the convention, but he seemed very defiant not so long ago at a campaign stop in Detroit in Michigan.
Folks, you probably noticed there's a lot of speculation lately. What's Joe Biden going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? Here's my answer. I am running, and we're going to win. I'm not going to change that. In fact, just today, the Marist poll released a national poll that has me beating Trump 50-48.
I created a living golem. What the f*** is a golem? It's a monster, Frankenstein.
As much as the Democrats would love to, they can't do this without the cooperation of Joe Biden, and it doesn't look like he wants to go. They've created this monster, and now they've got to deal with it. It was so imperative for them to beat Donald Trump in 2020. They went with Joe. Even then, he was on the decline, but they knew that they needed the specter of Barack Obama to remind people of a better time in American politics. He's a relatively popular president, and Joe Biden riding on his coattails. So, yeah, that was the choice that the Democrats went with, and now they've made their bed. They have to lie in it, and they're incredibly distraught and dismayed, not only by his bad performance at the debate, but he had that second chance. Remember, he had the NATO press conference, and he flubbed that too. He was clearly stammering, losing his train of thought, repeating himself. Here was an anyway supercut showing all the times that he completely just lost train of thought, what he's trying to say.
Look, folks, this is well, anyway, in the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling in the 15 time zones a week before. Anyway, I'm catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway, it wasn't about just, anyway, read what his objective is. And anyway, but then again, they're better than a lot of other people here too. But anyway.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
Just a few weeks ago, Democrats were lying openly about the mental faculty and performance of the president. In fact, Joe Scarborough said,
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
It doesn't sound like it to me. In fact, he makes serious mistakes, like confusing the president of Ukraine with the president of Russia. Did the same thing in that press conference.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
How did it come to this, America? The answer is really quite simple. Incompetence. Incompetence at the highest echelons of power.
The camera kind of pans over. You can see Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin hanging his head in his hands, completely dismayed and embarrassed, as he should be, because this is the commander-in-chief. And then he ended the press conference in the most bizarre way imaginable when he appeared to tell the press that we should believe Donald Trump's criticisms of his mental capacity.
Respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
Listen to him.
This concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
president think he heard? See, I mean, he's just so out of it, mentally speaking, that he's not able to perform. He's not able to interact. That was clearly, he's past his bedtime, and he makes terrible mistakes. But in that case, I think he's absolutely correct. Yes, we do need to listen to President Trump and his criticisms of Biden's mental faculty, which you can hear the decline. It's not something that we're making up. Here's a clip back to back of Joe Biden at the vice presidential debate in 2012 against Paul Ryan at the time, compared to his performance on the debate stage with Donald Trump at the end of June. See if you can hear the difference.
You can cut tax rates by 20% and still preserve these important preferences for middle-class taxpayers.
Not mathematically possible.
It is mathematically possible. It's been done before. It's precisely what we're proposing.
It has never been done before.
It's been done a couple of times, actually.
It has never been
Jack
done
Kennedy lowered
before.
tax rates, increased growth. Ronald Reagan.
Now you're Jack Kennedy.
Ronald Reagan. Republicans and Democrats have worked together on this. I understand you guys aren't used to doing bipartisan deals.
But we told each other what we're going to do. When we did it with Reagan, he said, here are the things we're going to cut.
Framework. Let's work together to fill in the details. That's exactly. That's how you get things done. You work with Congress. Look, let me say it this way.
That's coming from the Republican Congress working bipartisanly.
Mitt Romney.
7% rating.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 225 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, anyway. Just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest line. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap. Yeah. 8. Never. But I have,
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21.
turn.
I mean, wow. What a stark difference. What a steep decline. This isn't just taking cheap shots at the sitting president. This is a national security issue. When he's not able to function, it puts us all at risk. And Donald Trump does not have those same deficiencies. In fact, we need to listen to Joe Biden's deceased son, Beau, and report his family, for elder abuse.
Hi, my name is Beau Biden, Attorney General of the state of Delaware. Here to talk to you about something that's very important to me and to my office, senior abuse. For every one of these types of crimes that's reported to our office, 5 go unreported. But 2 million senior Americans are affected every year. And 80% of these crimes are committed by family members against their so-called loved one. We need your help. Seniors need your help. So if you suspect that anyone is affected by any of these crimes, please contact our elder abuse hotline.
Somebody call the elder abuse hotline in Delaware and report Joe Biden's family, because they are dragging that old man out on the stage, and he does not belong there. He needs to go to bed, and he needs to be a grandfather to his many legitimate and illegitimate grandchildren. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle. Stay tuned for more. Coming up next, it's the Sound Dump.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We've recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
A violent crime is committed every 24 seconds. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association exists to provide you with firearms education, training, and access to self-defense liability insurance, so when trouble comes, you'll be ready. Over 800,000 Americans trust the USCCA, and right now, there's an exclusive, limited-time offer for radio listeners. Go to defendfamily.com to get a free family defense guide, a survival secrets training video from a retired FBI agent, and see all the benefits of membership. Go to defendfamily.com now.
Do you know someone with a drug or alcohol problem? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. Stop the drug and alcohol nightmare. Are drug and alcohol problems hitting you too close to home? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. That's 800-694-1127.
This is a Fox News alert. Grand Rapids, Michigan, the first stop today for the GOP White House ticket. A former President Trump and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who praised Trump.
Even though he was a real estate developer in New York, he knew instinctively what this country needed and how to put the interests of the citizens of this country first.
Meantime, the former president with a populist tone.
Under our leadership, the Republican Party is now the party of the people. We're the party of hardworking Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. We've become a very big party.
Today's rally, the first since last weekend's attempted assassination of Mr. Trump by a gunman in Pennsylvania who was shot and killed by a sniper. Heavy security in Grand Rapids. I'm Paul Stevens, and this is a Fox News Alert.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead, pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal, like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that'll cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. And all of it within 30 minutes. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery off the corner of 30th and Shadeland. Your dirty boots and work clothes are welcome here. His Place. Your place for lunch. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 11 to 8, Saturday, noon to 8, and Sunday, noon to 6. Go to hisplaceeatery.com to learn more.
First Financial Bank. Get 4.6% APY on money market accounts and high rates on CDs. Stop into your local First Financial Bank to start growing your money today. What are you waiting for? It's easy. Take advantage of our great rates. APY equals annual percentage yield. $25,000 minimum deposit required for money market. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC. Visit bankatfirst.com for details.
First! Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
No dark sarcasm in the classroom.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is another edition of The Sound Dump. Join me in putting on your hazmat suit as we wade through the radioactive sludge of America's education system, a wasteland created by the left and inflicted on us all. We'll play moments from Becky Pringle speaking to the Philadelphia assemblage of the National Education Association, as well as the degradation and decay in Baltimore schools. Don't miss it for this week's edition of The Sound Dump.
I'll take you for a ride. I'm a garbage truck.
It's the Saturday Night Sound Dump on 93 WIBC.
I take you to the dump. sights, you know you wanna ride. I'm a garbage truck.
Oh boy, if you thought Randy Weingarten was a piece of work, wait until you get a load of Becky Pringle, now the head of the National Education Association. Herself, she seems like a piece of work, and while children's academic performance is at a lower level than ever before nationally, this is what Becky Pringle thinks is most important for the NEA.
We are the ones who hold steadfast to the belief of the plausibility of the possible. We are the heirs of all who did this work before us. We must keep going. NEA delegates, we can do this work. We must do this work. We get to do this work. We will do this work because our students are depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things, all the things, all the things. Our colleagues are depending on us to win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA. And that's what we do.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult. We're an organization that promotes love.
Yeah, this is it.
So what she was after is power. Power in its purest essence. Not caring for the students, but caring for the advancement of the NEA so they can control school boards, so they can expand the administration, so they can raise taxes, so they can extricate money from you and expand their pockets. And meanwhile, children's academic performance is lower than ever before. So no, Becky Pringle, I do not think that she sounds like the kind of leadership that we need. Actually, I'll tell you what it does sound like, Producer Jack. Now, you're not a fan of Star Wars. Are you a fan of The Office by any chance? I mean, come on. That is a 2000 sitcom classic.
Yeah, like the note card episode and stuff. Is one I remember vividly, and the emergency, like somebody climbing through the vents and then falling out.
Yes, I remember that one too.
Yeah, those made me
spilling the chili.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What it reminded me of was Dwight Schrute and his big speech. Remember when he gives the big speech to the paper convention?
Maybe.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history. Have you ever asked yourselves in an hour of meditation, which everyone finds during the day, how long we have been striving for greatness? Not only the years we've been at war, the war of work, but from the moment, as a child, when we realized that the world could be conquered. It has been a lifetime struggle, a never-ending fight, I say to you, and you will understand that it is a privilege to fight. We are warriors! Salesmen of northeastern Pennsylvania, I ask you once more, rise and be worthy of this historical hour.
Tell me that doesn't sound like Becky Pringle. That sounds exactly like Becky Pringle. The pounding the desk, the waving of the arms, the wild gesticulating, and the raised voice. I mean, all of it. All of it. This was definitely from the Becky Pringle book of speech and delivery.
Yeah, it did have the same vibe.
She probably watched The Office as part of her preparation. She's like, oh, it worked for Dwight. Sure, it'll work for me too. But here is the educational landscape that the teachers' unions have left behind. This was recorded at a Baltimore high school where I think recently, I believe none of the students in one high school were able to pass basic reading level. None of them, not a single one. So yeah, Baltimore not doing very well, as you can hear by the state of affairs in this recording.
Suck my suck my big ass. Your titties long. Look at this ugly as shit. Just like your mother. Just like your mother. Better than you, bitch. I know. Look at you. I know she did. I know. Look at you. Wish you looked better. You wish you did. You did. You did. I know. You don't work because you don't have one. You don't have one. You don't have one. You don't have one. Take your ass home. Suck my and go hit on, bitch. Why did you drag it like that? Go hit on. Ugly as shit. Your mother ugly and your grandmother. Your grandmother ugly. She did, so I don't know. She did. She did. Don't worry about it. She did. Yeah, she did. Your mother. Your mama. 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 And your dead father bastard. Bye. You whore. You whore. Take your nappy head on. Take your freckles ass on. With your no-ball bastard.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I mean, just fire the whole staff and start all over. Like, nobody in that classroom is there to learn. That was just ridiculous. I mean, the teacher, the student, everybody involved, the people just laughing and recording. This is the educational wasteland that the teachers' unions have left behind, and that's not an issue of adequate funding. That's an issue of culture.
Yeah, this just like reminded me of like the old Xbox Live, like, you know, arguments like after like a Call of Duty game or something.
Yes. They're all like acting like foul-mouthed 9-year-olds in a Call of Duty lobby. That's exactly. And she called him a whore. Ya whore! Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC Saturday Night on the Circle. Before we go, if you've been riled up by hearing the teachers union president, Becky Pringle, and then the state of affairs there in Baltimore schools, maybe you need to slow down, calm yourself, take a sleep aid. In fact, the Trump campaign has recently released Bidenica.
If you're having trouble sleeping, ask your doctor about Bidenica, the sleep aid made from 100% Joe Biden press conference.
The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Bidenica has a patented blend of confusion and forgetfulness that will calm the most overactive brains.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. I mean, think about it.
When they sold out American jobs and killed the Keystone Pipeline, it kept me up all night worrying about how we pay our bills. But then I got Bidenica, and I've never slept better.
Sometimes when I get hopped up on sugar, my parents give me Bidenica so I pass out. Other times they give it to me during the day, probably so they can do the deed. Gross.
Warning, people who have used Bidenica have experienced rapid lying and an inability to secure the southern border. Others have hallucinated and fought breakfast cereals.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Ask your doctor if Bidenica is right for you.
Do not attempt to operate heavy machinery after taking Bidenica. Consult with a physician. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC Saturday Night on the Circle. Stay tuned for another segment coming up.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Are you in need of a new mattress, sofa, sectional, recliner, lift chair, even a big green egg? If so, then you're in luck. Now through Monday, it's our Made in the USA sale. We guarantee you the best price, best service, and free delivery on everything from Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, Pollywood, and more. Lowest prices of the year now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
If you've ever put off dealing with plumbing problems, you don't have to live that way. Maybe you tried to fix a leaky faucet yourself, or you're wishing that slow drain is going to magically start flowing again. Well, it's not. Stop putting things off and call Lance and his local team at LD Smith Plumbing. They'll give you honest advice at a fair price, and they leave your home even better than they found it. That's ldsmithplumbing.com. And tell them your second favorite plumber in the whole world, Denny Smith, sent you. ldsmithplumbing.com.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
And walk with me.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your host, Ethan Hatcher. That's producer Jack on the board. This was a humorous story coming from the UK, where the operator of a local petting zoo is now having to weigh the fat-ass little kids in Britain because they're breaking the donkeys' backs. They have to have a scale at the seaside little petting zoo. You got to weigh 90 stone or less. I guess that's about 100 pounds, and there's too many little fat-ass kids in the UK. That's what fish and chips will do to you, producer Jack. It's too many fish and chips. It's just, the butter and the breading and the potatoes all rolled into one. It's the Ireland. It's the Irish. The Irish are killing the British slowly with potatoes. They're doing it. It's the great Irish revenge. I swear, that's what's happening. Also, now out of all the ways that I can't imagine many pleasant ways to die, but one that I would imagine would be particularly excruciating is at the hand of animals, but in this case, bugs, as reported in Arizona, where a 57-year-old groundskeeper was stung to death by bees.
A grounds crew worker at a Tucson golf course is dead after being attacked by a swarm of bees. It happened actually last month. Rick Messina was working the 8th hole at the El Conquistador Resort course when a swarm of bees attacked him. He was treated at the hospital but died 3 days later. Beekeepers inspected all 45 holes on the course in northwest Tucson, and they looked for bee activity but didn't find anything.
Which, that's the strange part. I mean, I guess the bees just saw that guy and they're like, screw this guy in particular. Now, believe it or not, Jack, they had audio at the scene. Some golfers actually recorded the event on their smartphone.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!
Ah! Open my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
That was a lot of work just to squeeze in an overplayed Wicker Man reference, Producer Jack, but I did it. I did it just the same.
It's a classic meme.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your Bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher. Hour 1 in the can, but I'm not leaving. We got a whole nother hour to go covering more of the Republican National Convention, Biden's decline, and also a conversation with Abdul about Thomas Cook and Gabe Whitley. Don't miss it. All in hour 2. Up next.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I'd gotten hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Dennis.
In the process of refinishing my garage and, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a 15-year warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
A violent crime is committed every 24 seconds. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association exists to provide you with firearms education, training, and access to self-defense liability insurance, so when trouble comes, you'll be ready. Over 800,000 Americans trust the USCCA, and right now, there's an exclusive, limited-time offer for radio listeners. Go to defendfamily.com to get a free family defense guide, a survival secrets training video from a retired FBI agent, and see all the benefits of membership. Go to defendfamily.com now.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that when you need plumbing help, call who I call, my friends at Hope Plumbing. Not only are they experts in their field who respect the true value of customer service, they also love giving back to this community, which is evident in their referral program. If you refer a friend, Hope Plumbing will give you a $50 gift card to a local restaurant. Great plumbing and supporting local restaurants. What more could you ask for? Visit hopeplumbing.com or give them a call at 641-HOPE.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Back in rally mode, I'm Roger Stern, Fox News. Former President Trump holds his first rally since last week's assassination attempt. Trump is in the swing state of Michigan, and he talked about the shooting in Pennsylvania.
I stand before you only by the grace of Almighty God. That's true.
The alleged would-be assassin was fatally shot by members of the Secret Service. Flight delays continue today after a faulty software upgrade yesterday bricked many Microsoft Windows computers, which canceled flights, leaving thousands stranded in airports. Jessica Formoso of Fox News affiliate WYNYW at LaGuardia Airport spoke to some of those struck.
The two words no passenger wants to hear: delays and cancellation.
We're a little annoyed, a little stressed. I know things happen, but this is like really bad, so.
Is that the IT thing, the global thing? Now we got to rebook for tomorrow.
But this was a situation all day at airports throughout the country. A global tech outage caused widespread delays and cancellations, sending airports into chaos. FlightAware.com's misery map showing a 24-hour time lapse of the madness. American Airlines, United, and Delta grounded their flights overnight. All ground stops were lifted by noon, but by then, the damage was done.
The company CrowdStrike behind the outage says it wasn't a hack and apologized for the mistake. A new law in New Hampshire that will go into effect August 18th bans transgender athletes in grades 5 through 12 from teams that align with their gender identity. The law would require schools to designate all teams as either girls, boys, or co-ed. America is listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
There will not be a new special judge in the Delphi murders case. I'm Wes Woodward, and here's what's trending this hour. The request for a new special judge in the Delphi murders case has been denied by the Indiana Supreme Court. Donnie Burgess reports.
The High Court decided Friday that, yes, Special Judge Fran Gull has missed deadlines to rule on certain motions, but because the lawyers for suspect Richard Allen continued to file motions, they essentially defeated the point of deadlines because they kept piling on the work for the judge. Therefore, a new special judge will not be assigned, and court hearings will go on as scheduled for the end of this month. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Following a fatal crash in Greenwood Friday night, the Johnson County coroner has identified the victim. Sasha Nixon has more.
Coroner Michael Pruitt says 20-year-old Connor Stevens died in a motorcycle crash on US 31 near Main Street. The Greenwood Fire Department posted a message Friday night asking drivers to avoid the area. It is not yet clear what led to the crash or if anyone else was involved. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
He's guilty of murder. Kurt Darling reports on a man convicted in the killing of a man outside a bar in Muncie.
Malik Williams tried to claim that he shot Quayandre Johnson in self-defense. The two got into a fight outside of a bar near the Ball State campus in 2022, and police say Williams took out a gun and shot Johnson to death. Prosecutors said Williams' self-defense claim was bogus since they say there was evidence Williams chased Johnson down to shoot him. A jury agreed, and now he faces 20 years in prison. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now here's the forecast in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
And for tomorrow, skies will become mostly cloudy. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. There may be a few spotty showers starting late Monday, but rain chances will start to increase on Tuesday. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore, no matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 12 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler
Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During our Freedom to Drive, visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your Bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher.
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious disease that's a leading cause of liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 65, you should get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments can cure this disease. Talk to your doctor about getting tested. A message from the CDC.
Going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, and I ain't going to be treated this way.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your Bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher. Producer Jack is on the board. And can you believe it's basically been a month since we were together? The last show that I got to do live in its entirety was the 22nd of June. And then, of course, last week the show was mostly, well, almost in its entirety preempted by live coverage from Fox News about the attempted Trump assassination. So this is week number 4, and it's been a month. Like I said, the 22nd since the last time we were here. So much news to cover. Of course, hour 1 was packed with information. If you missed a moment, you can find the podcast uploaded to WIBC.com, as well as Saturday Night on the Circle.fireside.fm. But I didn't want to leave you for those 2 weeks. There were a couple weeks there on, let's see, that would be Saturday the 8th and the 27th of last month, that I was essentially stuck in Pennsylvania. Now, this is a problem, Producer Jack, that predates you. Have I told you about my truck woes and the ongoing saga of repair?
Yeah, I believe you did.
Okay, well, just to catch up the audience, I've been waiting since Labor Day of last year for this freaking truck to get fixed, and I am at my wit's end, and I'm not sure exactly what I should do at this juncture, because at every step of the way, the maintenance or the repairman, the mechanic, has represented progress as being made. A huge chunk of this was just spent waiting for the actual transmission. My transmission completely crapped the bed in Baltimore, Maryland last year while I was at a phonograph show, and I was able to make it all the way back to Harrisburg, where I was staying with a friend, and then bring it into a mechanic shop where they said they'd swap the transmission. Now, originally, one had arrived that was remanufactured, but the bell housing was broken, so it had to be sent back. He then sent out my original transmission to be rebuilt, which it was, and that was delivered. But then the slip bearing on the drive axle, I guess, was warped out. The housing was warped. The yoke was warped. These parts were supposed to be replaced. In fact, yoke housing or the drive shaft housing. See, I'm not a mechanic. That's part of what makes it so hard. The drive shaft housing was supposed to have arrived 2 weeks ago. I didn't hear from my mechanic last week. I talked to him on Tuesday, never heard back from him. It doesn't take days for this stuff to get repaired. It doesn't take days. What's the next thing gonna be? It can't be a year, and I'm just at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I've got $4,000 invested in this thing. $4,000 to get the truck fixed. He hasn't asked for more money, but at the same time, I need the vehicle back or I need the money back. I need you to get the repair work on the road, my guy. It's been a year.
Wait, so it's not all fixed?
No,
Oh, wow.
it's still not fixed. I was hoping against hopes that I would hear back from him this week so that way I could leave tomorrow to go pick the damn thing up. But no, I'm going to have to go send my friend who lives just around the corner from the mechanic shop to go pester him on Monday and see what the hell is wrong and why he hasn't gotten my truck delivered. This is ridiculous, Jack. And like, so what am I going to do? Am I going to buy a new vehicle? I can't afford a new vehicle right now. I need this guy to, at least if I'm going to buy a new vehicle, then I need this guy to give me my money back.
Yeah, it sounds like the money you've invested like could have gone towards like a new vehicle.
But I mean, no one would have ever imagined that this repair would take damn near a year. This, this is for a 2006 Chevy Silverado. Now, granted, it's a manual transmission, and I understand they didn't make many of those for that particular year, but still, some of the parts should be interchangeable. You would think. I don't know. Hop in the chat and tell me what you think I should do. Whether you think it's worth investing more time and hoping that it's repaired in the near future. Do I sue this guy and get a new vehicle and move on? Hop in the chat and tell me what you think I should do, because I'm at my wit's end. But I felt it was worth explaining why I had to take a couple week absence there to go check on the ongoing truck saga. What a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like a complex situation.
Democrats are having a nightmare, too, as they have realized what many have already known. Joe Biden, he's too old.
For the longest time, I was too young because I was the second youngest man ever elected to the United States Senate. And anyway, and now I'm too old.
Correct! Mongo only pawn in game of life.
So now he is far too old, and the Democrats are waking up to this fact. What they used to call cheap fakes are now being spread around organizations and news agencies like CNN. Here's Jake Tapper making fun of when Joe Biden said he was the first black woman to be president.
But before the president did that, he called into a couple of black radio stations where he said, among other things, this.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. Proud of the role of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
He's proud to be the first black woman. Not coherent.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
What a few weeks ago would have been impossible for them to admit, they are now saying in the open. Remember when Karine Jean-Pierre and her flunkies in the media tried to dismiss clips like that as so-called cheap fakes? I sure as heck do.
There seems to be a sort of rash of videos that have been edited to make the president appear especially frail or mentally confused. I'm wondering if the White House is especially worried about the fact that this appears to be a pattern that we're seeing more often.
Yeah, and I think you all have called this the cheap fakes video, and that's exactly what they are. They are cheap fakes video. They are done in bad faith, and some of your news organization have been very clear, have stressed that these the right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation, disinformation. And so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes and misinformation.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, well, it's not so cheap or fake now, because with clips like this whittling away at the president's credibility, combined with the failed assassination attempt, it now looks all but sure Donald Trump is going to walk away with this and win in a landslide, something that even Senator Michael Bennet had to admit on CNN. Oh, no.
Why do you think he can't win in November?
I just think this race is on a trajectory that is very worrisome if you care about the future of this country. Joe Biden was 9 points up at this time. The last time he was running, Hillary Clinton was 5 points up. This is the first time in more than 20 years that a Republican president has been up in this part of the campaign. Donald Trump is on track, I think, to win this election and maybe win it by a landslide and take with him the Senate and the House. And so,
get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem.
Democrats made their bed, and now they have to lie in it. And we're here to make fun of it every step of the way. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. Stay tuned for more. Coming up next, a conversation with friend of the show, Abdul Shabazz. We're going to discuss the latest updates. The FBI raided the home of former congressional candidate, so-called Honest Gabe Whitley, as well as a sexual impropriety scandal in the city government. Former right-hand man of Joe Hogsett implicated in an article written by the Indy Star. Tell you all about it coming up next. Stay tuned.
Mike loves summer in Indy, but he hates to paint. So he called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. And right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings, late night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminars Thursday, July 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, July 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Activate your passion to become more environmentally friendly and help save our planet, all while getting rid of your electronic waste year-round. Technology Recyclers provides secure, safe data destruction, backed by R2, NAID, and RIO certification. A promise to remain landfill-free and free e-waste pickup for your business. Join Technology Recyclers' purpose-driven mission to be the official sponsors of tomorrow by calling 1-800-237-3887 or visit tech-recyclers.com.
We need each other because every someone needs someone else.
We need each other because when we work together, we can do so much more.
We connect more children with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. And that's what Child Fund is all about.
Because when you make someone's world better, you make everyone's world better.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
Learn more at childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Imagine the possibilities of getting the backyard of your dreams. Expand your living space with an Indie Decorative Concrete patio. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Indie Humane. Find your new best friend today. Visit indiehumane.org.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher. Find my podcasts uploaded to WIBC.com and SaturdayNightOnTheCircle.fireside.fm. Plus, you can always find us streaming live on the YouTube machine every Saturday night. Indianapolis has been shaken by a series of political upheaval and scandal after his embarrassing fifth-place loss to a dead woman in the 7th Congressional District Republican primary. So-called Honest Gabe Whitley's house was raided by the FBI, reportedly investigating campaign finance violations. Also, Thomas Cook, Mayor Joe Hogsett's right-hand man, has faced serious accusations of sexual impropriety spanning years from a series of women revealed in a piece published by the Indianapolis Star. Here to give us the details on this political intrigue is the preeminent pundit and pugnacious publisher of public affairs, the thespian attorney at large, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, joins the show. Welcome, sir.
I'm just no country lawyer. I don't know what's going on around here today, son.
The tale...
I love that Dr. McCoy voice, by the way.
The tale of Mr. Gabe Whitley is a Greek tragedy unto itself. Like young Icarus, he has flown far too close to the sun, and in his hubris is melting under the cumulative weight of his own poor decision-making. Tell us, first of all, for listeners who are uninitiated, let's give a brief history of the honest Gabe Whitley.
He's nuts. Okay, there's your history.
Very brief.
And
brevity is the soul of wit. I appreciate
exactly.
that.
and just I would just use the Icarus model, so he flew too close to the sun. He's more like Da Vinci with the wings, and like he can fly, yes, but can he swim? And goes in the water in that commercial. Gabe Whitley is someone who I believe has some serious mental health related issues, and I hope he gets the help that he needs, because he's not doing he's not doing me, himself, or anybody any good.
I didn't realize he's still a relatively young man. He's younger than me. Isn't he like 27? 26?
26 going on like 112. Gabe Whitley and I've gone back and forth. It all started back in 2022 when we wrote about things about the Attorney General and his problems. Then Gabe went after me, he went after Rob, and it's been sort of this consistent back and forth until I noticed when he filed to run for Congress that his campaign finance stuff seemed a little off, a little awkward. Like, this seems kind of weird. And so...
including excessive contributions, right?
Yeah, so the lovely Mrs. Rob Kendall, who loves to do data analytics, went through his campaign finance stuff and put together a 100-page report basically saying, hey, these people do not exist. And that was just the donors. And then there were mistakes with campaign finance limits, because you only give so much in a primary. It was an FBI investigation just waiting to happen, and ironically, it did. Because after... Mrs. Kendall put the reports together, I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I sent an email to Zach Myers, who's the U.S. attorney. And I say, Zach, FYI, you may want to look at this, because I think Indianapolis may have a George Santos type issue here. Because if you think about it, Gabe does look a lot like George Santos.
He even dresses like him, which is the scary part.
Exactly. And Zach Myers said, Abdul, hey, appreciate it. Thanks for sending this to me. I'll pass it along to our people at the FBI. Lo and behold, 6 months later, Mr. Whitley, open up. We're coming to get you.
Okay, so that kind of answers my question of why the other shoe dropped now, because this has followed a series of lawsuits by yourself against Gabe Whitley, questions about his campaign, going back to Evansville, and then so now for the FBI to finally move in. But I guess this was just brought about by the most recent investigation.
And also too, the FBI isn't necessarily just going to, for campaign finance stuff, someone has to report something.
Sure.
Because you can see someone's made contributions that they weren't supposed to do, but if nobody reports anything, then the FBI doesn't necessarily do anything, because the FBI, guess what? They've got work to do, like stop people from shooting the president. That type of thing. So also when it went through and I heard through the rumor mill that, hey, they're serving a search warrant at Gabe Whitley's house, I was like, huh? What? And so I called Christine Bavender, who is the spokesperson for the FBI here in Indianapolis. like, hey, Christina, you guys served a search warrant at 1033 Dearborn Avenue. And yes, I'm giving out his address because it's public information. It's public record. And she was like, Abdul, I'm in Pennsylvania right now dealing with the shooting stuff. Call my assistant at the office. So I called the assistant, like, hey, are you guys dealing with a search warrant at 1033 North Dearborn? Like, yep, yes, we are. Go back to your high school days or college, and that's a really, really hot girl. Hey, would you like to go out with me? Thinking she's going to say no. She says, yeah, sure, I'll go out with you. And you're like, okay, what do I do next?
And this was after Gabe Whitley was cavorting about the Democrat convention with his pal Bob Kern, who was running for the lieutenant governor position.
And John Schmidt, who's Republican candidate for Congress. He won the caucus to replace Jennifer Pace, who died. He was there, and he had Bob Kern there. I was like, John, what are you doing here? It's like, well, because I'm thinking, like, it's a convention center, it's big, people can kind of get lost, or maybe just sort of walking around because it's a pretty big place. So I didn't automatically assume he was there for the Democratic state.
Because why would you? Why would you assume that the Republican congressional candidate was shilling for a far-out Democrat contender for the lieutenant governor? That's really bizarre, strange.
Yeah, he was there, Bob was there, and Gabe was there, and I was like, what in the world are you people doing here? So I kind of went over to the Democrat table, like, hey guys, that's John Schmidt. I was like, who's John Schmidt? So that's one thing. No one knew who he was. I was like, hey John, you guys need to deal with this. So he's like, hey, do you have any credentials? Who are you? John Schmidt? Are you Republican? Yeah, you have to leave. And so he left, willingly. And when Gabe left, Gabe flipped me off. So, hey, Merry Christmas to you too, my friend.
And according to his own statement, Gabe Whitley said that the FBI, when they were serving the search warrant at his house, was investigating corruption. So,
but yes, they were.
Yes. And, hey, honest Gabe was finally honest about something, at least.
Some days the show just writes itself, my friend. It really does.
So tell us also about a second political scandal that has rocked Indianapolis. This piece that was published by the Indianapolis Star, a series of accusations against the former right-hand man of the mayor, Thomas Cook. Now, it seems like this has been the worst-kept political scandal in the Indianapolis city for a number of years now. He's been investigated thrice before this and been given the benefit of the doubt. It seems like they knew this guy was a problem, and Joe Hogsett chose to keep this man in his orbit anyway.
And see, and that's where the city's really going to have a problem. Like I said, it's one thing if two people of sort of equal stature are kind of messing around, the sort of office romance. I get that. Like you're in sales, you're in marketing, but we're both salespeople, marketing person. No one is a superior over the other person. Which is why when people say, well, some of this was consensual, like, no, it wasn't. Because under the sexual harassment laws, if one individual has power over another, you cannot consent. Now, if you leave and one person does have power over the other, that's one whole different thing. But because Thomas was the deputy chief of staff, the number 2 guy in the city, and these were people working under him, that's going to be a problem. Now, he
was sending these women text messages, he was sending them poetry, he was making inappropriate advances. I understand some of them have recordings of this. Are they audio recordings, or do we know the nature of this?
I think they're more likely audio recordings.
Yeah, audio. I mean,
if they're video recordings, it would have been on YouTube by now, or at least Pornhub.
Let's not go there. A litany of evidence against this guy. And again, it seems like the city was just sitting on this. Birds of a feather flock together. Joe Hogsett's incredibly bad judgment has been called into question before. And this seems like another incredible case of bad judgment, keeping an individual with serious accusations against him in your orbit and trying to keep them quiet, dating back to at least 2017, Abdul.
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, if I was mayor, none of this would have happened. So that's kind of point number 1.
Well, I voted for you, so.
Point number 2, as soon as you find out somebody is engaging in this type of behavior, you don't have to call them out publicly, but just say, look, so-and-so, Ethan Hatcher has turned his resignation. He wants to spend more time with his family. We wish him luck in his future endeavors. And then that's it, because you don't have to talk about personnel matters. But when you got a pattern of someone engaged in sexual impropriety, reportedly, and you have witnesses and documentation, and by the second time, like, okay, we have a problem here. You need to go now.
And then the really damning part of this is I believe he was dismissed from his city job in, 2020? And he's been working for this public affairs group in the interim for the last 3 years across the street, which now they have let him go, as I understand, following this accusations that was published by the paper. But Mayor Hogsett kept him on as advisory capacity in the 2023 campaign.
Yes.
So this was after the fact. This was after they knew this gentleman had a problem, and it goes to the incredibly poor decision making, not only of his second in command, but the mayor himself. And part of the reason, I think, why this city has suffered the way it has under his administration.
And also, too, and what's really, really bad about this is the old joke is, what did the mayor know and when did the mayor know it? It seems the mayor knew it for quite a while, which means the city's getting ready to probably write some very, very big settlement checks.
Again.
Yes.
Where else do we go from here besides just settlements? Is there potential litigation? Is there criminal litigation, I should say? Or is this a civil matter?
I think it's predominantly a civil matter. Unless somebody made a threat like, hey, if you tell somebody this will happen to you, you threats or intimidation, that you can't do that. That's criminal. But this is predominantly a civil matter, and people are going to be writing checks big time.
Unfortunately, this is the behavior we've come to expect out of Democrats in Indianapolis. And I think anytime you have such a...
Now, I will say this. 90% of Democrats, 90% of Republicans are good, decent people. You have the 10% that are pains in the butt on both sides of this issue. And I think what we're seeing right now is definitely that 10% sort of reared its ugly head.
And the environment in which that rot festers is where you create these gerrymandered districts with perpetual same party representation. And so the representation grows complacent and oftentimes corrupt. And this is an expression of that corruption, Abdul, as opposed to when everybody's got to be on their best behavior because the elections are competitive. Right now, the elections are not competitive. The Democrats know that they are in safe seats. Republicans in rural Indiana know that they are safe seats. And much like the bad behavior we've gotten out of Democrats here in Indianapolis has manifested, we get bad behavior out of representatives in Seymour, too, like Jim Lucas thinking he can drive through barricades drunk and high.
So what you said is a politician did something bad? Really? I'm shocked again, Mr. Hatchett. Tell me something. Tell me that ain't true.
And when you've gerrymandered these districts so that way the politicians don't actually have to compete, you foster an environment where this corrupt behavior proliferates. Whether that's
you also foster more partisan bickering because people come from safe seats, and the way to beat them is a primary, which you got to run further to the right or further to the left than where the population is.
Abdul, thanks for coming on the show. I always appreciate our conversations.
Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure.
Stay tuned to 93 WIBC Saturday night on The Circle.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This is a Fox News alert. Former President Trump back on the campaign trail for the first time since surviving an assassination attempt last weekend in Pennsylvania. He talked about that experience at a rally today in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I want to thank Butler Memorial Hospital in Pennsylvania for the incredible job they did and service they gave, and all of the great citizens of Butler, Pennsylvania, and the surrounding area, and everyone else for the job they did.
He also sought to distance himself from the controversial conservative Project 2025 plan that's been circulating. Vice presidential candidate Ohio Senator J.D. Vance was on hand. He addressed that rally before Mr. Trump, calling for party unity while also criticizing the current administration on issues like immigration. I'm Paul Stevens, and this is a Fox News Alert.
It's hot out there, and if you're tired of paying high utility bills every month because your home AC keeps running, it's because your windows aren't energy efficient. If yours are builder grade and over 8 years old, the seals are likely broken and air is leaking out, and you're paying the price in high utility bills all year long. Window Nation's high-quality windows are built to last a lifetime. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 windows free. There's no limit on how much you could save. Plus, you could save even more with 0 down and no interest or payments for 24 months.
And Window Nation's windows come with a lifetime warranty and can be installed in 1 day or less. They were even recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies in America. Stop paying more than you have to. Schedule a fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. Are you in need of a new mattress, sofa, sectional, recliner, lift chair, even a big green egg? If so, then you're in luck. Now through Monday, it's our Made in the USA sale. We guarantee you the best price, best service, and free delivery on everything from Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, Pollywood, and more. Lowest prices of the year now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Plumbing problems stink. The LD Smith Group can handle anything. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on the Circle. In the first hour, we talked a little bit about the 4 days of the Republican National Convention. They largely presented a united front and rode the tidal wave of energy that was roused after the failed assassination attempt of Donald Trump. But not every moment was flawless. There were questionable choices like inviting OnlyFans star Amber Rose to speak at the National Convention. Where was Ron DeSantis? Where was Rand Paul, Kentucky senator? You know, that would have been nice. But Kid Rock made the stage. Hulk Hogan made the stage. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But of course, Donald Trump, he hit many of the right notes in his speech, including drawing a clear distinction between the 4 years that was the Trump administration and the 3.5 odd years that we've now experienced under Joe Biden as a nation in decline, which is what Trump said.
Under the current administration, we are indeed a nation in decline. We have an inflation crisis that is making life unaffordable, ravaging the incomes of working and low-income families, and just simply crushing our people like never before. They've never seen anything like it. We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities all across our land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Then there is an international crisis, the likes of which the world has seldom been part of. Nobody can believe what's happening. War is now raging in Europe and the Middle East. A growing specter of conflict hangs over Taiwan, Korea, the Philippines, and all of Asia. And our planet is teetering on the edge of World War III. And this will be a war like no other war because of weaponry. The weapons are no longer army tanks going back and forth shooting at each other. These weapons are obliteration.
Will be destroyed for sure. This is madness.
And you can't deny that on foreign policy, Donald Trump was much better than Joe Biden. The nation has been destabilized. Geopolitical stability in general has been threatened by the weakness that has been projected by Joe Biden, something that we've talked about on a repeated basis, how our enemies have taken advantage of us, including Iran, who are backing rebels to attack allies like Israel, including Afghanistan, the disastrous withdrawal in which American lives were lost. The lives of Afghanistan allies who'd helped Americans for decades were lost, and the country collapsed and was returned to the control of the Taliban, an all-around abysmal failure at which Joe Biden was at the helm. Let's not even get into the destabilization that Taiwan has experienced, and many other conflicts. Oh, of course, the conflict in Ukraine, let's not forget, which was specifically instigated by Joe Biden when he said the United States would not intervene militarily if a minor incursion were to occur, officially basically inviting Putin to make the attack, which he subsequently did, and now we're shackled to supporting Ukraine in their military endeavors to the tune of billions of dollars. So yes, I think one of Donald Trump's lasting legacies and most impactful legacies was dissuading the Republican Party from their neocon, war hawkish policy that they'd been married to for more than a decade, dating back before the Bush administration, dating back all the way to Daddy Bush in the 90s. So, yeah, for Donald Trump to break the Republican Party away from that very bad globalist habit, kudos to him. And I would be thrilled to see a return to that kind of foreign policy if he wins the election again in November, which I think, given current affairs, he likely will. At the Republican convention, he also talked about how Republicans are going to help solve the economic pressures, which have been exacerbated by the poor policy decisions of the Biden administration and the radicals whom he empowers.
The total household costs have increased an average of $28,000 per family under this administration. Republicans have a plan to bring down prices and bring them down very, very rapidly. By slashing energy costs, we will in turn reduce the cost of transportation, manufacturing, and all household goods. So much starts with energy. And remember, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country by far. We are a nation that has the opportunity to make an absolute fortune with its energy. We have it, and China doesn't. Under the Trump administration just 3.5 years ago, we were energy independent. But soon we will actually be better than that. We will be energy dominant and supply not only ourselves, but we will supply the rest of the world.
Oh, yes! 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 Oh! Yes! 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 Yes!
Energy independence would also be greatly bolstered by supporting the implementation of nuclear energy, something that I hope the Trump administration takes head on. We've seen the pressures put on the electrical grid, including the electrification of cars, which I'm not against wholeheartedly, except for the fact that they still rely on fossil fuel generating power plants. But that wouldn't be the case if we started transitioning to nuclear energy, which on the whole represents a much better investment and in energy production in much smaller quantities of land compared to, say, solar farms or wind farms that are also dependent on the sun and the wind in order to function, whereas nuclear energy just keeps on burning because that's how fission works, and it sits on just a tiny little plot of land, less than a kilometer large. And then you can dispose of the waste in a variety of ways. It's usually very safe, and it would relieve a lot of pressure on the electrical grid, as well as freeing up fossil fuels for use in cars, which would help drive down prices for that utilization, because instead of having to compete with power generation, it would solely be dedicated to helping our vehicles move. So, that would be wonderful for the Trump administration to embrace. Now, like I said, not everything was perfect in the Republican convention, including these head-scratching populist celebrity moments. Like I said, they brought on Amber Rose, the OnlyFans content creator, which, hey, more power to her. If, that's the way she gets her money, that's absolutely fine. It's a free country. You can do what you want. I'm just not sure that belongs on the stage at the Republican convention, or for that matter, Kid Rock, or for that matter, Hulk Hogan. Here he is ripping his shirt on the stage, and everybody's cheering. It's a callback. A lot of 1980s nostalgia flying around right now. But, to me, this just, I don't know, it strikes me as silly.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
What the hell happened to us? What happened to the American dream? What happened to the American dream? It came true. You're looking at it.
Now, I know we've talked about before that you've never seen Idiocracy, the movie released in 2006, written and directed by Mike Judge. Have you had a chance to watch it since the last time we talked about it?
I haven't.
How you disappoint me, producer Jack. How you disappoint me. Maybe this will make you want to watch it, because what the Hulk Hogan and the Kid Rock and the Amber Rose moments reminded me of is basically like President Camacho from Idiocracy. See if this sounds similar to you.
I got a 3-point plan to fix everything. Number one, we got this guy not sure. Number two, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive. And number three, he's gonna fix everything. I give you my word as president. He'll fix the problems with all the dead crops. He's gonna make them grow again. And that ain't all. I give you my word. He's gonna fix the dust on the street. I give you my word. He's gonna fix the economy. He's gonna do it all in 1 week.
President Camacho stood before the world and promised everyone that Joe would solve all their problems. He would not only end the Dust Bowl and heal the economy, but he would cure acne and car sickness as well. And if he didn't, President Camacho made another promise. He would kick Joe's smart balls all the way up to the roof of his smart mouth, and then he would throw his brainy ass back in jail.
I mean, come on. Don't you see the parallel? This has been a show full of media references. Let's see. We've referenced Wicker Man. We've referenced Office. We've referenced Idiocracy. I think maybe one other show, too. This has been a show packed with references. You got to be up to date on your cultural consumption.
All right, I'll try.
Pop culture consumption here. But, yeah, I mean, to me, those populist moments just ringed like the moments from Idiocracy, and that movie was not meant to be a manual, but here we are. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. We got one more segment to go, and an important question that I want to pose to you, the audience. So help me out here in just a moment, and stay tuned for the last segment of Saturday Night on The Circle.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Summer storm season is in full swing here in Indiana. The rain, the wind, the madness of it all. When the next storm hits and causes wind and hail damage, there's no need to worry. Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com is here to help with all your roofing and siding repairs every single time. See, they did the joke again. I love that. Moss Roofing offers free inspections and expertly guides customers through the often frustrating insurance process to ensure the best experience possible. That's why Moss Roofing is your trusted Indianapolis roofing and siding contractor. Talk to Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Your roofing and siding professional is just one phone call away. Moss Roofing, 747-3665 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Hey, this is Pastor Micah Beckwith.
And I'm Pastor Nathan Peternell.
And we serve at Life Church, and we got a podcast that we wanted to tell you about called Jesus, Sex, and Politics.
Yeah, you know all those things that the culture doesn't want to talk about that will scare you? Yeah, that's our bread and butter. We love it.
We're going to equip you on how to defend conservative constitutional values based in God's Word in this podcast. So tune in to Jesus, Sex, and Politics.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that Hope Plumbing is bringing back an amazing offer. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old water heater for $1,000 with the installation of a tankless water heater. So if having endless hot showers and saving money on your gas bill is on your summer to-do list, call my friends at Hope Plumbing and get your tankless water heater installed today. HopePlumbing.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Baby, don't you forget about me.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your bohemian codger, Ethan Hatcher. You can find my podcast uploaded to WIBC.com and Saturday Night on the Circle. Producer Jack is on the board, pushing all the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. And I, of course, am your host, Ethan Hatcher. Thanks for spending the evening with me. Before I go, I wanted to announce that I have been officially vindicated by the pencil-pushing nerds and science academies around the world. You see this, Producer Jack? I put it in the show prep. Turns out, night owls versus early birds study reveals that night owls perform better on cognitive tests on the regular. Aha! The early bird doesn't always get the word. I was lied to by adults for years as a child. Oh, you'll change when you become an adult. You'll become a morning bird, an early riser. No, nights are still superior. I like to stay up. I don't want to wake up too early, and I perform much better, and science agrees, damn it.
I'm the same way, to be honest.
Well, and science says that you're likely much better cognitive functioning than your early rising peers. So that must mean Joe Biden's up at the crack of dawn, right?
Maybe.
But Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on the Circle. But before I end the program, there was one really important question that I wanted to ask you and I wanted to ask the audience. I've been on a hot wing kick recently, and we've got some really good hot wings around town. We've got Gugman House. They've got a great dry rub duck wing. That's fantastic. District Tap has got some good dirty wings, which is a combination of a dry rub and a sauce. There's a couple good wing joints around town. Don't go into any of the chains unless you're feeling desperate. You got to get, of course, Ale House Emporium. They make a great wing. I like different flavors. Mango habanero, of course, is good. The classic buffalo. You can't go wrong with garlic parmesan on occasion. But the real question, drums or flats? Do you prefer drums or do you prefer flats? When you're reaching into the basket and you got your pick, what are you going for, Producer Jack?
Drums.
Drums? I'm the same way. A lot of people like flats. I also eat every part off the chicken bone. I make sure to leave a clean bone behind. There is no waste in the Hatcher household when it comes to chicken wing consumption. A lot of people leave meat and the cartilage at the ends, and no, that's wasteful. It's wasteful, sir.
Yeah.
And I want to invite you to participate in this debate. You can weigh in. You can tell us your preference in the chat right now on YouTube. Alternatively, you can vote, where I have put up a poll on my Twitter page at Ethan Hatcher, and you can help me achieve my lifetime goal of acquiring 500 followers. Ever since I was a young lad, I would tell Dad, one day I want to grow up and I want to have 500 followers on Twitter. And you can help me achieve that goal by going online. Find me at Ethan Hatcher, follow me, and also weigh in on the poll. Which do you prefer? When you're reaching into that basket of hot wings, are you going after a drum or a flat? Thanks for listening to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, that's all I've got, so I leave you with my parting words of wisdom. As always, wherever you are, whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, remember that life is a state of mind. And I'll see you next week on 93 WIBC.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars are Thursday, July 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, July 27th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Indianapolis Northeast in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop